Hey guys, I'm Steff and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today I'm going to be trying out a new brand in my stash, and that is by Beauty Bay. This is the Wilderness eyeshadow palette. Quick backstory on this. It arrived today. Today is August the 15th. It's Sunday, August the 15th. This palette has been delayed and or lost in transit since Tuesday. Tuesday was the last update I got regarding this package. It had made it to Texas, so from the UK all the way to Texas, but then it had just stopped and it made it to, I believe it was Cypress, Texas. Cypress or Dallas, one or the other. And I had lost all communications with it. It wasn't being updated, so I called FedEx on, when did I call them? I think I called them on Thursday or Friday evening. They made a claim for me. I notified Beauty Bay. They were also making a claim, looking into it. I thought this was it. I was just going to be refunded and go about my business. Lo and behold, I checked the tracking yesterday and it had made it down to South Texas. I was so excited and it was delivered this morning. Guys, I ordered this as soon as I saw it on Instagram. As soon as I saw that it was released, I placed my order. My very first time, not my very first time ordering from Beauty Bay, but my very first time trying their brand. This color story is gorgeous. This is gorgeous, and this is a $15 eyeshadow palette, and you get 20 different shades, matte and shimmer shades. I am so looking forward to this. I'm so excited that this landed at my door. I was originally just gonna do 2 looks with it, but I'm so excited. Today we're doing 3 looks. How beautiful is this, guys? How beautiful is this? This is like the perfect transition from summer to fall. I love all of these shades so much. I'm really hoping that they perform well. I have not swatched this yet, but I'm definitely going to after I film these 3 looks. I am excited. I am super, super excited. It does come with a full-size mirror, and let's get started, guys. So if you guys want to see the 3 looks I create using the new Beauty Bay Wilderness eyeshadow palette, keep on watching. Alright guys, I've already primed my eyes using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. So let's see, we have a lot of shades. We have 20 shades to choose from. You guys know I'm loving green. Like this little section right here is really calling my name, as is like the entire top row. Let's see. Let's start with this shade. Let's start with this shade. The shade is called Marigold, and I'm going to be applying that in the crease. And I'm applying that using a Sigma E25 Max. I love this shade. This is always such a good shade. I get so happy when I see a shade similar to this in an eyeshadow palette. Like any time of year. I am down for this kind of like mustard yellow type of shade. I just think it's so pretty. All right, so that was very easy to blend out. It built up, it blended out. I love it, perfect. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan, not too much, but just a little bit. And no fallout as of yet. All right, so next I think, let's see, I kind of wanted to do something with the reds. Let's see, I'm gonna try applying this on the lower crease and then building into these 2 shades right here. So let's see how that's gonna go. So the next shade I'm gonna be using is called Sunrise. And I'm taking Sunrise on the original Sigma E25. This one doesn't have as long of bristles as the one I was just using. And these brushes, I got them, they're part of that Deluxe blending brush set. My very first purchase from Sigma Beauty was this set of brushes and that Ivy 9-pan eyeshadow palette, which I have enjoyed using. All right, so that shade seems to be blending into Marigold really nicely. The shade I'm using right now is called Sunrise. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the shade Raw, and I'm taking that on a Sigma E27. I'm going to start working that out here. So this is going to be like an autumn sunset moment. Now I'm taking a clean Rephr 14 just to blend out the edges ever so lightly. Going back in with that Sigma E27, no additional product, just what was on the brush. Now I'm going in with a little bit of Sunrise, which was that orange shade. Now I'm going back in with our first shade, which was called Marigold. All right, now before I apply a shimmer shade, I am going to, let's see, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. The shade is called Earth, and I'm gonna run that along the lower lash line. And I'm taking Earth on a Rephr 03. So far, these shades are all blending out. They're just performing really well. They're layering on top of each other really nicely. I haven't run into any issues. I'm just loving it. I'm loving these shades. I'm ready for fall. It's I love the hot weather, don't get me wrong. But man, August and September are always our hottest months down here in South Texas, and I mean, it's hot. Like it's really hot. And it's the humidity too. Like even just going from my front door to the car in the morning when I'm going to work, like I work up a sweat. All right, so I think this looks good. So far, so good. Like I am totally impressed. Very good first impression with this Wilderness palette. Now let's do something shimmery, something sparkly on the lid. I wouldn't mind doing the red or this shade right here, or even this shade right here. Ooh, that shade looks so, so pretty. Maybe even incorporate some of the green into this look. No, I think I'm gonna save the green. I'm gonna do a combination of these two. Since we're working with these two rows right here, let me try incorporating these two shades. I'm gonna go in first with this one. This one is called Heat. And I'm gonna spray the shade. I'm taking it on a Morphe brush. This is the M205, but I think it was replaced with the M124, which I also have that one. I think you guys see me use that one more than you see me use this one, but I don't know where that one is. It's hiding somewhere. All right, so that looks really nice. I'm gonna clean off this brush, flip it around. Now I'm gonna go in with that gold shade, which is called Fossil. I am gonna spray it. This one looks like it has a little bit more texture to it. Yeah, it has a little bit of a chunkier formula, but wow, this is pretty. I'm just gonna bring that down as well. This is our inner corner highlight. Now what I wanna do on the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with Marigold, which was the first shade. I just kind of wanna bring some of this in. So I'm gonna add it right here below the shade Earth. Oh, that looks good. I like this palette. I knew it was gonna be a winner for me, and I'm just so glad that it made it. I'm so glad it made it. All right, guys, I'm gonna add some liner, mascara. I don't think I'm gonna add lashes just because I am gonna be doing 3 looks. I'll do lashes on the last look, and I'll be right back to show you look number 1. Alright guys, so this is the completed look number 1 using the Beauty Bay Wilderness eyeshadow palette. For the top lash line, I went in with the Kokie Cosmetics Retractable Kohl Eyeliner in the shade Deep Brown. For mascara, I'm trying to finish up and I'm almost done with the Milk KUSH Mascara. And for the lower waterline, I went in with this one from LA Girl. This is the Shock Wave Liner. This one is a metallic liner. And this one is in the shade, this is in the shade Gold Metal. I really like the way this look came out. Again, this is like an autumn inspired sunset. I just love the shade Marigold. That first yellow mustard shade kind of even matches the gold in my top here. I just always love to see a shade like that in a palette. And I thought that for this being my first go round with Beauty Bay eyeshadows, amazing first impression. No issues whatsoever. I got just the tiniest bit of fallout from this shimmer shade, but it's nothing that I wasn't able to wipe away really easily. So I'm excited for the next 2 looks. Let's jump over to the left eye and start creating look number 2. I think we're just gonna move up to the greens, right? Let's move up to the greens. I'm gonna start with the shade Mint. I'm taking the shade Mint on a Rephr 01, and I'm just gonna start building that up in the crease. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Forest, and I'm taking Forest on a Rephr 14. I'm just going to start building that up in the crease. Also bringing it down right here on the outer corner. I really like how these shades are building up. I mean, you can blend them out or you can like pack them on, but I think they're pretty pigmented. I mean, at least I'm liking the pigment that I'm getting. All right, same Rephr 14, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Twilight up here. I'm gonna be focusing that on the outer corner. I'm also going to be taking it on the lower part of the crease just to really deepen up the crease right in here. Wow, that looks really good. I'm like getting a really good blend with these. Love it. Love it, love it. Okay, now for this area here, what do we want to do? So many beautiful shades. I want to go in with this one. I've been wanting to use this one. This one is called Ray. Using that same Morphe brush from earlier. Ooh, this is a beautiful shade. Is it just me, or does this palette kind of remind you of the Kaleidos and Angelica Club Nebula palette? That was my first thoughts when I saw the color story. It kind of gave me the same vibe. I'll definitely have to hold them up side by side when I get done with these looks so that we can check that out. Obviously, this one has more shades than that one does, but I feel like if maybe you missed out on that one, we'll compare. We'll see if the color stories are similar. You might want to pick this one up. That looks nice. Love that. Okay, now for the lower lash line. Let's go in with Sky. Let's use a little bit of Sky. I'm using a Rephr 02. I'm just taking it like right there. I want to go back in with that shade Mint. I'll use that on the inner corner. Now I'm going to use a Rephr 26 and pick up some of the shade Mint and apply that right here. Kind of wrap it around as well. So far, like, this palette is super impressive. All right, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Ivy, and I'm gonna keep that really close to the lower lash line. And I'm gonna be using a Rephr 23. I kind of made a little point here. I normally don't do that, but try something different. It looks good. I like the way this looks. I'm even tempted to use Ivy up here. Let me do that. I'm gonna use it to line my top lash line. I think that is just such a pretty shade as an eyeliner. I do have, I think, an eyeliner similar to that, so I'll probably end up going over it, but that way we can just see how it looks. Ooh, that looks nice. I like this a lot. Wow. All right, let me add some mascara and liner, and I'll be back to show you guys the completed look number 2. All right, guys, this is look number 2 with the Wilderness palette. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I added a little bit of eyeliner. I told you guys I had an eyeliner similar to this this deep blue green shade, and it is this one from NYX. This one is the Epic Wear liner, and it's in the shade Intense Teal. This is what I have on the upper lash line and the lower waterline. I even used it like right in here to kind of just define the little point a bit, and added some more Milk KUSH mascara, and this is the completed look. I am loving it. I love it. This palette is so far living up to my expectations in the best possible way. All right, sadly, I have to go wash off these 2 looks, and that way we can dive into the final look with the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. All right, guys, I didn't have it in me to wash off this blue-green moment on the left eye. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just doing another look. Might as well just wash off one eye and leave this other. This is my favorite so far. Okay, so what are we going to do next? So let me go in first with Leaf. Let me start working that shade in the crease. And I'm taking that on a Sigma E49. Just like the shade Marigold, which was the very first shade I used in this palette, I love to see a nice leafy green, perfect name for it, a nice leafy green shade in an eyeshadow palette. Especially if it's gonna be like a fall, winter, even spring, well, pretty much all year round, right? But I think these shades are very reminiscent of fall and actually perfect because fall will be here before you know it. So this shade is blending out very nicely. No issues with this whatsoever. All right, now let's go into the shade Eucalyptus. And I guess let's do a bit of a halo eye. I'm using a Rephr 14. So I'm just gonna pack that on out here. And then bring it into the inner corner as well. All right, now let's go in. I want to try, normally I would try this shade, but I want to do something a little bit different. So let's incorporate this shade. This shade right here is called Breeze, and I'm going to apply that to the center. I'm going to spray that Morphe brush. I might even add a little bit of that green shimmer shade on top of this. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of eucalyptus on both sides. Now I'm going to take the shade Lime on my finger. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm just going to put some right here in the very center. Ooh, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I love that. Going over it a little bit with that Morphe brush, no product. I want that shade Lime on my inner corner as well. For the lower lash line, let's go back with Leaf. I'm using a Rephr 02. Now I'm going to go back in with the shade Eucalyptus on a Rephr 23, and I'm going to keep that really close to the lash line. Now I'm taking some of that Lime shade on a Rephr 03. And that's what's going right here. Look at that. That shade is so pretty. Bringing that down as well. A little bit of fallout there. I'm going back in with a little bit of Leaf right up here just to bring back some of that shade. Feel like it kind of got lost a little bit. All right, guys, let me go add some liner mascara and I'll be back to show you the completed look. All right, guys, this is look number 3 using the Wilderness palette. I dived into this Flower Beauty liquid Kajal eyeliner. I have the shade, what shade is this? This is called Jaded. I thought it was the perfect shade for this upper lash line. Really pretty. I think it complements the look really nicely. And for the lower waterline, this one is from Urban Decay. This was released last year with the Stoned Vibes eyeshadow palette. This is in the shade Jolt. I don't know if they still have it. I think if you can still find it, it might be like at Nordstrom Rack or maybe even on the Urban Decay website, but I don't think Ulta or Sephora have this anymore. But that's what I have going on the lower lash line. And of course, I'm trying to finish up this Milk KUSH mascara. All right, guys, so if you don't already know, let me give you guys my final thoughts on this Beauty Bay Wilderness eyeshadow palette. The Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay is getting 2 amazing thumbs up from me. I thought this 20 pan eyeshadow palette, this, I think definitely fall, summer to fall eyeshadow palette is exactly what my stash needed. Even though this palette arrived later than expected, I am so grateful that it got to me. It is just such a beautiful color story. And when I saw it on Instagram, I said, I want that palette. And here it is. I am so grateful it made it to my doorstep. Again, this is my very first experience using a Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette, or that brand by Beauty Bay. And it was an amazing first experience. Like, I am so excited to try more items from this brand, more eyeshadow palettes, but wow, like this is just a beautiful color story. If these are your shades, if this is your vibe, I highly recommend checking it out. It is a $15 eyeshadow palette. I forget what the shipping was. I'm thinking the shipping was like also $15, but I think it's because I did expedited. You don't have to do that, obviously. I did that because I have this channel, but I do know they offer free international shipping if you purchase a certain amount. So don't quote me on the price, but I will have it linked in the description box in case you want to check it out. It does ship from the UK. So just, you know, FYI on that. But whatever it is, maybe it's $5 or $10, the shipping. But if you can definitely order some other things, they have all kinds of brands there. So don't just think it's like their brand. They sell Urban Decay. They sell all kinds of different brands there. So there's definitely a lot to choose from. It would be easy to make the dollar amount required for free international shipping. So I would recommend that. But if you're like me and you just want to try the palette out, I mean, I had no hesitations paying for the shipping just because this is something that I wanted in my stash. The mattes blended out beautifully. They blended into each other beautifully. They packed on very nicely. I didn't have an issue with any of the matte shades getting patchy, giving me fallout, not wanting to blend. Just the exact opposite. I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful palette. There is a little bit of kick up in the pan, not much. So if that bothers you, just letting you guys know, the shimmer shades are beautiful. Like, I always spray my shimmer shades. You might not have to, you might not feel the need to, or you can apply them with your finger. I either go in with a damp brush or I use my finger when I can, but yeah, I got long nails right now, so didn't want to do that for all three looks. But I thought this is just a beautifully curated eyeshadow palette. It is beautiful. Like, this is totally my color story. I like that you get the full-size mirror up here. It is the cardboard packaging, and I think it lives up to its name, Wilderness. You know, I think all of the shades are just so complimentary of one another, and I cannot wait to be playing around with this more. Like, this is the palette I needed to take me into fall. I'm so happy I have it. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What look was your favorite? Did you like 1, 2, or 3? This is number 3. This is number 2. Already washed off number 1. But definitely leave me your thoughts. Have you tried the By Beauty Bay brand before? What do you recommend that I check out next? And maybe you picked up this palette already. Let me know your thoughts if you have it at home. I will have everything that I used on and off camera linked in the description box of this video. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up purchasing, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.